in Christchurch over the last 7 days. Perfect. Look, the Australians have been marvellous in the carnival, and I think it'd be a brave man to tip against Baltic Eagle at this stage.
We'll talk about that a little bit more. The first of our races tonight is the Consolation of the Trotters. I think it's a simple equation. If Golden Gold trots, he wins.
Yes, but I'm not convinced that he will. When a horse is making mistakes, and Trotters especially, when they're on the game, Trotters, they stay on their game. When they're not, it's too much of a gamble for me, Golden Gold. Talent, yes. I'll give a horse that's got a real tremendous chance in this race. Horse by the name of Castle Van, very impressive. Last year, around this time of year, is a great 2-miler. Got knocked over in the straight nearly Sam last time out, regathered itself for 4th. A clear passage. I think it could be a bolter's chance, and I'm putting it on top.
Justin, a top 4 for our Australian viewers?
Yes, well, I think you've got to have Golden Gold just in case he steps. I'm putting Castle Van on top. Meniscus had the speed wobbles on a fast 3:14 clip here last time out and broke. I'm giving it another chance. And a horse that had no luck last time out, Dave Anderson trained. You'd know about some of his horses that have gone to Australia. Loco Foco for 4th.
Well, I'm going to stick solid. I think it's a night where the shorties will win. I think Golden Gold will. He'll be short at home. He probably won't be a short here in New Zealand. I expect him to trot all the way and win.
That first race from Addington coming up in 5 minutes, straight after Hamilton. That first 4 dividend at Musselbrook and at the late mail is 7-3-11-4. They'll move up shortly. Queen Bian is in 6 minutes. La Folly, Jolie Chatelaine, Kintori and Woodcut won a special 6-2-11 for race 7. Here's the market. La Folly at Addington. They are about to start calling them up. Factor Non-Verbal was a scratching from the Inter-Dominion Grand Final for the Pacers this morning when trainer Mike Berger found the pacer with swollen joints. It's believed the pacer might be suffering from a viral infection. First Emergency Stars and Stripes now gets a run in the Grand Final. That's for the Pacers. And in the Trotters Grand Final, Play On has been withdrawn, also due to a virus. Those races still to come. But let's take you across to Addington for the Trotters Consolation.
Maybe back on the fence here, and that may suit.
I'd say Loco Foco is a mile better bet than Call You Later, just not trotting well.
And Castle Van, all 3 of us like at least each way, possibly as a win hope if they go very hard. Outstanding stayer, ran on for 4th last week here behind Major Decision and that national record equaling performance. If they go hard, Castle Van is suited, therefore Golden Gold being in the race will help. And the small field also helps a horse who likes to storm home over the top. Your favourite is in the blue and gold colours in the middle of the pack. That's Golden Gold at 260. Also support for Meniscus from barrier 2. Here he is, Rion Murtha.
Getting to the start. 2,600, watch for the flashing light. There it is, they're away. Lanson began okay, Meniscus began well, and so did Valley of the Moon. Went out very quickly. Golden Gold safe over the early couple of 100 metres, followed out by Loco Foco. In behind them, Call You Later gets through. Hutzpah goes back. Tolliver Twist the same, and Castle Van. Valley of the Moon turning on the speed, and Lanson keeping it out there. About 4 lengths further back, Meniscus. Call You Later got through along the markers. Golden Gold settling back for Michael Maria. Over on the inside of runners, Loco Foco. Back of the inside to Hutzpah and Tolliver Twist, and Castle Van on their outer. Into the back go the Trotters and the Consolation, and Valley of the Moon away by 4 lengths early. Lanson couldn't stay with it, and it's shaken off Lanson. It heads the bunch, followed by Call You Later, Meniscus. Golden Gold going up 3 wide. Hutzpah back on the inside. Going around the outer is Castle Van. Loco Foco's between them, and Tolliver Twist at the back. Valley of the Moon out on her own at the moment. She's 3 lengths clear. Golden Gold now heading the chase after her. Lanson back on the inside. Meniscus getting a beautiful posse in the centre. And Castle Van's off up and around the outside. Call You Later back in the inner, 2 away to Loco Foco, Hutzpah and Tolliver Twist. They race to the 1,600 metres. Jim Curtin takes a hold of Valley of the Moon. She's racing well within herself. He has pricked a length though. Golden Gold has got up outside her, followed by Castle Van, 3 wide and attacking. Lanson down on the inner. After Lanson then we've got Meniscus, one out and 1 back. Beautifully placed really. Call You Later's on its inner, and they were followed further in on the inside by Hutzpah, Loco Foco and Tolliver Twist. A quick 1:14.8 was the lead. On down through the straight of the 1,300 metres, and Golden Gold goes up and attacks now, and Golden Gold shoots to the front at the winning post with a lap to go. Jim Curtin takes a hold of Valley of the Moon. Castle Van the outer without cover. Lanson and Meniscus were next, followed by Call You Later, Loco Foco, then Hutzpah the inside, and Tolliver Twist 31.7 the quarter. Onto the 1,000 metres, Golden Gold by 2. From Valley of the Moon, Castle Van's had a pretty tough run. Meniscus has had an economical one the outside. Lanson on its inner. A new attacker coming around is Tolliver Twist. They were followed then by Loco Foco, Call You Later, and Hutzpah's away from the markers and also going to go forward. Down to the 800 metres they go. Second quarter and 29.8, and Golden Gold in front by a length as they race down the back straight over on the outside of it. Castle Van, Tolliver Twist is 3 wide. Valley of the Moon at the 600 metres. Meniscus in the centre, Hutzpah around them. Lansom on its inner, and between them Loco Foco, then Call You Later. A bunched field over about 7 lengths as they go round the southern side, 400 metres from home, and Golden Gold by a length. Castle Van, Valley of the Moon waiting for the passing lane, a bit flat all the same. Here's Hutzpah coming wide, and Meniscus getting into the centre, and Lanson trying to angle out as well. But Golden Gold the last 200 metres. Acid test on here. Castle Van taking the race to it. Here comes Hutzpah with a run down the outside. Golden Gold holding them at bay though. Golden Gold is going to win the consolation under a good drive too from Michael Maria. Has won it. Second home Hutzpah. Castle Van third, Lanson, Call You Later, Valley of the Moon, Loco Foco, and Tolliver Twist and Meniscus broke under pressure.
Golden Gold has beaten Hutzpah and Castle Van, those numbers 7, 4, 11. And next from New Zealand, it's the Consolation for the Pacers, race number 4, and that one comes through at 5:15 Eastern Australian time. Queen Bian race 7, they are moving in. La Folly's the favourite. It's kicked out a little bit. Our afternoon crew, I'm Matthew Browning. Thank you for being with us. Have a good night with the Inter-Dominion finals coming in from New Zealand, and of course that big weekend.
For the Pacers right now. Justin cut down to a field of 10 with some scratchings, and I guess this is, a money race.
It's a race that there are horses, all these horses that weren't good enough to make the final get their chance. I think the Barry Purdon factors to the fore here. Pick Me Pockets gets the perfect draw, 1 on the second line, will follow out Eagles Together with the scratching of Marcati Galahad from barrier 1. I think it's time. It's never really stood up in this grade in the past. I think it can win the race. Wahaka Lass, well performed in Australia. You'll know about her deeds over there. She's not well performed over the 2,600 metres. She's more of a sprint type horse, but she certainly ripped home last time out for a promising 7th. I've got her in for 2nd, and again, Barry Purdon, Alert Motoring. That's my 3rd selection. If you want to go a little bit wider than that, Eagles Together gets its first good draw for the carnival, and this is a horse that was good enough to go through the grades and get to the Cup class grade in 12 months.
Do I take it that you're expecting him to lead Eagles Together?
Well, I think he's got to take use the advantage of his draw, and I think that'll drag Pick Me Pockets into the race. I'm not sure there's enough gate speed outside that he'll get cross, so I'm picking that he possibly could be the early leader.
All right, and we will see this big one, the Consolation, of course, leading into the 2 big ones tonight, the Trotters Grand Final and also the Pacers Grand Final on this night we've all been waiting for, Inter-Dominion Grand Final night from Addington, and a terrific crowd there on hand too to see these great Pacers and Trotters go around. There'll be terrific action, plus everything else we bring you, of course, tonight on Sky, our usual big lineup too. Still, we have some races to come, one from Muscle...
Because he has cemented his place among the greats. Idom, Consolation for the Pacers, 2003. Here's Rion.
They're at the start. There's the flashing light, and best of ping out. Randy Andy made a good beginning. Eagles Together coming with it. Wahaka Lass easing a little. Round the outside goes Mr. DG. Very wide out Eastwood Geordie, and scooting through along the markers. Pick Me Pockets right in behind the leader Eagles Together. They were followed through by OK Ulysses, and after the first 5 or 6 then as they settled down they were followed by Wahaka Lass easing back, and his boys behind it, and back near the tail we've got Franco New Deal, and on it's Inner Alert Motoring. Into the back they run. Eagles Together jumped on the brakes very quickly, slows them down a bit, out by 2 lengths at this stage of the race. Pick Me Pockets got a beautiful trail right on the back of the leader. Eastwood Jaunties had to go wide to go up and sit park. Then Mr. DG easing back to be 1-1 is followed by OK Ulysses, about 2 to Randy Andy. Wahaka Lass over the inside of Runners Alert Motoring as they run down the back, and his boys second to last, and Franco New Deal at the back of the field, 1,800 metres from home. and it's Eagles Together by about a length and a quarter. Eastward Jaunty sitting parked outside, getting through on the inside. Pick Me Pocket still beautifully trailing. Is followed the outer by Mr. DG and OK Ulysses. Out 3 wide, Franco New Deal trying to go forward. Annie's Boy tracks it around at the 1600. In between horses, Randy Andy, and on the inside Alert Motoring. And at the tail of the field is Oaxaca Lass. They're bunched though. 8 lengths would cover all of them. The lead time 1:14.9 at the 1400 metres. Eagles Together up wide. Annie's Boy is going up to attack and gets around the outside of Franco New Deal, which drops back to get Smother. On the inside of them is Pick Me Pocket. It's followed by OK Ulysses, and outside of that is Eastward Jaunty. Deep to Alert Motoring, Mr. DG, Randy Andy and Oaxaca Lass. And the first quarter as they race their way round the turn in 30.9. 1100 metres from home, and Annie's Boy reached the lead. Annie's Boy by 2. Eagles Together sitting parked as Franco New Deal. 1,000 from home. Pick Me Pockets on its inner. Eastward Jaunty's been pushed out 3 wide. OK Ulysses got away from the markers to be in the centre. Mr. DG was next, then Alert Motoring, Randy Andy and Oaxaca Lass. Down to the 800 metres they run, and Annie's Boy 2/4 in the qualifying heats, going nicely in front. Second quarter about to tick over as they run down the back, and it comes up in 30.3. So as they reach the 600, Annie's Boy accelerates, put 2.5 lengths on Eagles Together. Franco New Deal, Pick Me Pockets, Eastward Jaunty, Mr. DG, OK Ulysses looking for room in between them all. Alert Motoring up against the markers, then Randy Andy and Oaxaca Lass is going to have to get past them all, and there's 10 lengths from the leader. Annie's Boy hightails it for home round the bend in the Consolation, and as they swing in, it's Annie's Boy going well from Eagles Together. About 2 to 3 lengths to Pick Me Pockets, is followed by Alert Motoring, and further back then to Randy Andy, but it's Annie's Boy, and the Southlanders are cheering. You can hear them from here. Annie's Boy going to the line. Annie's Boy getting home to win it. Alert Motoring and Pick Me Pockets in a photo for second. Either one of the two. Alert Motoring the inner, Pick Me Pockets outer. In behind them, Randy Andy, Eagles Together. They were followed home then by Oaxaca Lass and OK Ulysses, Eastward Jaunty, and the last two, Franco New Deal and Mr. DG.
Well, the Southlanders are starring here at Addington tonight. Roaming Gladiator in the Welcome Stakes, and Annie's Boy has simply crushed them in the Inter-Dominion Pacing Consolation. Found the lead with a lap to go, and Justin, the leader, he just simply kept going like one of those big Southland farming tractors.
You talk about fairy tales, Mick. This is one of them. This horse shouldn't be here tonight. He's had more injuries than probably one of the premier athletes.
The Tony Brown.
The Tony Brown, I tell you what, wonderful run. Look at the time. It's a superb performance.
They will have scorched over the last 800 metres here. It was handlebars down the back straight, and quite simply, Annie turned up and was too good at him.
Yeah, scintillating performance by Annie's Boy to win the Pacers Consolation, of course, and still waiting on that photo for the Miners. Pretty close there. Now, they're getting set pretty well at Muswellbrook for the last in a very...
It is Serene Bow. Last one to come forward, Serene Bow. Serene Bow.
The grand final for the Trotters only moments away, and take a moment. He is all of the rage in the betting, and so we should be, Justin, but there's been plenty of talk about his fitness, shoeing, tying up, all this during the week.
There's been lots of talk. There's been lots of butts, and the two butts have been working out of Anthony and also Tim. They've done a great job. This is the best trotter in Australasia. Let's make no mistake about that. But the horse has been nodding. They're absolutely confident they've got this horse 100% tonight. There was talk last week that they'd let up on him a bit. Tonight they are declaring him absolutely race hard, ready to rock and roll. Anthony Butt, the important thing, he's drawn the second line. A lot of people see him saying, look, he could be unlucky from the draw. I can't remember the last time Anthony Butt was unlucky in a big race. He is such a competitor himself. He'll make sure to take a moment, gets in the right position at the right time. He wins the race for me. I'm going to throw in the 3 horses that have been performers in the carnival to date. Castleton's Mission. He's got the speed if he sits close to take a moment. He's the type of horse that can come off his back and really press the favourite. Major Decision. He was a major upset last week at 25 to 1. He trotted a wonderful time, 3:14 and change. It was a New Zealand record, and also well drawn a Do's Invasion. Hasn't put a foot wrong on the carnival. They're the top 4 for me, Sam.
Well, as Justin, the track that tried to take your glory there. I'll ask you this: if he's fit, he wins. Take a moment. I think we all agree on that. But what about tactics? Does he follow through at the start, or does he take no chances and ease?
No one's going to know that. Frugal Echo, you would imagine, with the gate speed, will attempt to lead. Having said that, we know Idom Invasion can blast the gate. So a lot is going to be decided in the first 100 metres of this race. Anthony Butt will be making decisions at breakneck speed, and what a better man to do it.
What about Castleton's Mission? He's on the unruly. It's been talked about. Is that the best place for him?
Oh, absolutely. Look, this horse gets fired up. He's by the stallion Sundon. There are types that get very hectic in the headpiece and very stirred up. Taken off from the unruly position, he can drop back, he can place himself in the race, and he can relax. That is the secret to this horse's chances. If he relaxes and he's off the steel and he's not taking too much out of himself, and then he can absolutely roar home. He's a winning chance if he can get handy and the pace is on.
We all expect Take a Moment to win, but an intriguing battle all the same.
All right, yeah, and we're not far away from the big Trotters final. And nerves will be a little jangled there at Addington at the moment. Take a Moment, 140, Idom Invasion, 860. We'll be back with the big one right after our break. And, of course, our coverage brought to you by SEW Eurodrive. SEW Eurodrive, and these Trotters are about to start moving up for the running of the big grand final for the Trotters tonight. We'll Take a Moment. It's been outstanding right throughout the series. $1.40. Idom Invasion is now $8.60, and Castleton's Mission firms to $9.50. Now more realistic. Major Decision too. It's probably still getting a little over Z. It's $13. And Frugal Echo next best there at $14. Crowd's about to witness one of the big highlights tonight, and of course in about an hour and 10 minutes we then see the Pacers go around in the grand final for the Pacers tonight, where Baltic Eagle will be the favourite. And Sam, just a while ago, caught up with Kim Prentice. We'll let you hear all of that between that and the big Pacers grand final too. Okay, great crowd at Addington. Let's head to the track for the running of the Trotters grand final.
And the question will be, can Take a Moment get off the marker pegs inside that first 400 metres, or will they drive to lock them down there and beat him? Will it be his moment as he continues his march towards becoming only our second ever trotting millionaire, and Anthony and Tim Butt looking to continue their staggering domination of open class trotting races on both sides of the Tasman. It's taken 4 years for it to come back to New Zealand. We love having it here, and this is the Inter-Dominion trotting final for 2003, and the voice of the Inter-Dominions is Rion Merthyr.
Take a Moment's the favourite. Castle and Mission are back a bit. Getting to the start, there's the green light, and the Thunder Down Under 2003 Trotters Grand Final on the way. And who's the first out? Frugal Echo and Idom Invasion, and Speed coming wider out on the track from Cordon Rouge. In behind them, having a bit of a gallop there just for a second or two, was Sunnies, went wide. They were followed by Special Force, got through. Over on the inside to JBR, Major Decision, and alongside of it, Sundowner Bay. Take a Moment being restrained early towards the back, and just beside it now is Martina H and Castleton's Mission, and Gold some distance behind them. Into the back they run, 2,100 metres left, and Frugal Echo by 2 for Tony Hurley. Dropping into trail after a wide draw, Cordon Rouge got a beautiful position. Idom Invasion left in the open. They were joined on the outside by JBR, got away from the markers and getting through Major Decision, followed by Special Force, Sundowner Bay. Just a bit rough with Sunnies, went wide but manages to recover and goes up on the outside of them. They were followed after those getting back. Martina H, Take a Moment, the hot favourite, and second to last of the bunch with Castleton's Mission. Michael House is going to follow the favourite every tick of the clock, and about 5 lengths away to Gold. Inside the 1,600 metres on the far side, and Frugal Echo by a length. Idom Invasion, Cordon Rouge coming forward. Sunnies wide. Special Force getting the drag up in behind it. 3 wide. JBR in the centre. Major Decision 3 back along the markers, followed by Sundowner Bay. Martina H was next. Take a Moment follows Martina H. Then Gold making ground, and Castleton's Mission. 1:14.2 was the lead time. They head down to the winning post with a lap to go. The Thunder Down Under Trotters Grand Final. Frugal Echo. Idom Invasion attacks and goes up level. 32.1 the quarter. 3 out around those to Sunnies in the trail. Cordon Rouge. JBR the centre. Special Force 3 wide. Major Decision getting a soft enough run 3 deep. The markers looking for luck. Sundowner Bay the centre, then Golden Martina H and Take a Moment hasn't moved yet, and neither is Castleton's Mission. Into the back they travel, and as they get down to the 800 metres, Frugal Echo by about a head only. Right beside it, Adu's Invasion, the attacker. About 3 wide, Sunny's trying to go forward in the trail. Beautifully placed Cordon Rouge, and JBR and Special Force takes off wide. Is followed by Martina H and Take a Moment. They're starting to sprint from the back on the far side. The second quarter was 30.3. Out of the back in the Inter-Dominion Grand Trotters final, and Special Force 3 wide tried to get to the lead. Is followed Frugal Echo on its inner, and between the pairs they line up. Adu's Invasion, Martina H, Take a Moment is 5 wide, and 6 wide is Castleton's Mission. Sundowner Bay looking for luck, and in the centre JBR and Major Decision. They head for home the final stretch. Special Force, the 1999 champion. Here comes Martina H, and here's Take a Moment, and down the outside Castleton's Mission. Take a Moment, Castleton's Mission. Take a moment, take a bow. Take a Moment. He's won his second Trotters final. Castleton's Mission's only a head away. Sundowner Bay has sped through for third, is followed by Martina H. Then JBR, Martina H just ahead of it, and on the inside was Major Decision. Special Force may have been a little closer at the finish. As they pull up, they were followed by Cordon Rouge. Then came Frugal Echo, Adu's Invasion, and Gold, and down the track behind them all would have been Sunny's.
Take a moment to think about this. What a horse, what a champion. He did not trot as well as he could. Look at him here, he's trotting rough, your favourite. Anthony Butt is asking him for everything. Castleton's Mission, the fastest horse in the series, has sat on his back. He had every reason to be beaten tonight. Justin, I'll leave it to you first. Only one word describes him: champion.
Absolutely, Mick. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Sunny's in the 3 wide line couldn't improve. He had to be a colossus tonight, and he was, and he had the second fastest horse sitting behind him. This race has been an absolute epic. I'll never forget it.
Adam Hamilton, a let from home. It looked like the leaders had their chance, but seriously, this is a superstar. He's on his way to becoming a millionaire, and he deserves to say he has now come out of the shadow of Lyle Creek.
Memories of one of the greatest trotting races I've seen, the Adelaide Inter-Dominion final back in '97, where Pride of Petite just got up on the line to beat Wagon Apollo. This time, another champion wins the Inter-Dominion final.
Let's not mince words. He did not trot as well as he can. He was a little bit rough up the straight. Look at this. That's not the usual smooth flowing gait, but he's too good. Here's the confirmation of the 2003 Inter-Dominion trotting final.
13, 8, 9, 5, 11.
Well, there he is. What a terrific final was too. And he was just able to hold off Castleton's Mission and Sundowner Bay at big odds getting third. But a terrific final for the Trotters now. The Pacers Grand Final is any indication, or that is any indication of that. Well, of course, we're in for a bumper there too, and that's coming up at 7:30 East. Anthony Butt, the victorious driver there of the champ, Take a Moment, is with Greg O'Connor.
Anthony, plenty of accolades for this horse tonight. Joining Scotch Notch and Pride of Petite as 2-time winner. A fantastic performance.
Yeah, it was a great run, Greg. The draw was always going to make it hard, and you know, things didn't really happen in the race. You know, they kept going all the way and never got a chance to get around them. But you know, I got a reasonable drag into it and got pushed wide around the bend. I knew Castle Mission's on my back, and I knew it was going to be a good race up the straight.
It'd be fair to say that maybe even Lyle Creek might have struggled to pick them up from there.
Yeah, it was a great performance. You know, this horse probably doesn't get the credit he deserves because of Lyle, but you know, he's won a lot of Group 1 races, so you can't do better than that.
And Tim, a wonderful performance. I know there was question marks last week, but he's certainly dispelled all them tonight.
Tonight in the prelim, he just felt fantastic, and I knew that the trainer had done his job.
Fantastic, Anthony. Well done, mate.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, he's a terrific driver, isn't he, too, and trainer, and especially with the Trotters there after Lyle Creek, and now to have one as good with Take a Moment, and a terrific performance. And he'll be on Torpedo too, which is a very good each-way chance in the Pacers Grand Final. Torpedo, you never know. Okay, now completely flying, Torpedo and Mont Denver Gold. So 5, 12, 4 and 13. As expected, he's pretty short, $1.60. Shaker Maker, well, has plenty of supporters. And if he could find his best, well, you'd certainly want to be on at 8.80, wouldn't you? Torpedo's been terrific during the lead-ups to the grand final, and he's at $11. And, of course, Anthony Butt won the big Trotters grand final with Take a Moment, so he'll be looking for the double. And the other fancied runners over here, Sly Flying, nice odds, 20s. Mont Denver Gold at $6.80. So $20 Sly Flying and Mont Denver Gold, well supported too. The second elect for Chris Alford, and he needs some quick pace on and time to settle. He'll be getting home, no doubt. Mont Denver Gold, anywhere near them on the turn, he'll be hard to beat. 6.80. Terrific grand final for the Pacers, and the action brought to you by SEW.
Here's the big one, the Pacers grand final, $500,000 here at Addington Raceway, up for grabs. In pre-post markets, Baltic Eagle a shade of odds on. In loose terms, roughly flip of the coins. Well, I reckon you can save the flip of the coin. Baltic Eagle's a moral.
Yeah, well, you can never declare a moral in Inter-Dominion, but he has been as impressive as a horse could possibly be. Look, Sam, I remember this horse when he had his first ever race as a maiden at Cambridge. He ran fourth on that occasion. I remember saying to myself, he's going to be something special. He suits the Addington track. He's a big, loping type of horse, and he can grind around this very vast and expansive track here at Addington Raceway. Kim Prentice will drift off the gate. He'll eventually get the lead, and then, if there's anything good enough, they'll beat him.
Touch of poetry there. Do you expect him to lead?
Well, early in the race, there's no doubt that Niobium will leave the gate the fastest. The thing that we've got to remember here is, whilst here in New Zealand, Kim Prentice is staying with David Butt, who trains Niobium. I think at some stage up the beach, they probably decided what they're going to do. I think David will punch off the gate, lead inside the first half mile. He'll look for Kim to come round, and he'll take a trail that gives them the both best opportunities to run 1 and 2 in the big race.
I think the only concern to that theory is whether or not John Justice and Shaker Maker will get in the way. That's the only horse that can.
Is Shaker good? Is Shaker racing well enough for him to use him that hard early? I don't know. I don't think he's the Shaker Maker of old, and we'll just have to wait and see. You never put a line through a great horse, because champion racehorses can make liars of you, but no, not for me tonight on Shaker Maker.
All right, top four.
Well, I'm going to put on top, I'm not going to be too brave, Baltic Eagle. I'm going to go for the runners that have really leapt out of the ground here at Addington and performed. Mont Denver Gold. If they go absolutely ballistic, we know that the puppet is a genius of a driver. Save for one run, Mont Denver Gold has got wings. Literally, he can fly, and Sly Flying, on the subject of flying, he's the biggest hope, I believe, for the Kiwis. Outside of those three, I'm going to give Niobium a cheeky place chance because of the draw, but my bolter for the race is Where Eagles Dare. This horse has got a tremendous bottom to him. I've always rated this horse, and I think he's peaking at the right time. He's a horse that actually Sam went off about 18 months ago here. He was in a race, he ran his first half in 55.8. That crushed him. We didn't see him for 6 months. But he's the bolter for the race. Where Eagles Dare if you're looking for a Sly Gold coin.
Well, it's been 10 years since a West Aussie has won the Inter-Dominion. It was in Brisbane back in 1993. It was Jack Morris. 8 years ago, Chris Alford on this track with Golden Rain. Can he repeat history? It would be a marvellous double. All the action coming your way. Stay tuned.
All right, Sam, we are tensing up. The big crowd is, and we'll be back with the grand final for the Pacers right after the break on Sky. For the Inter-Dominion Pacers grand final over the 2,600, $500,000 in prize money. Wonderful trophies there. Who will win? We're about to find out. Let's cross to New Zealand for the big one tonight.
And Sly Flying, this is the big one. The Inter-Dominion Pacing Grand Final for 2003. They're playing for all the marbles this time, 500 grand, the trophies, and all sorts of history awaits them. There's emotion throughout the race. It's going to be a sensational contest, and the sensational caller, the voice of the Inter-Dominions in 2003, is Rion Murtha.
8 across the line as they come down to the start. They're racing in the 2003 Thunder Down Under Inter-Dominion Pacers Grand Final, and Niobium burst out from number 1 as expected, and Shaker Maker has come with it. They were followed out by Bruiser and getting a run through Holmes DG right on the back of Niobium. A length and a half to Torpedo, Sly Flying, Baltic Eagle 3 wide going to the first turn. In behind those Mont Denver Gold, Where Eagles Dare. About a length away Western Light, and 2 lengths further back to Stars and Stripes and Village Chief. Into the back they run, and with just over 2,100